Hey there, everybody. It's your girl, Barbie J, here with Tyler Perry's comedy drama, ZATIMA, Season 2, Episode 18, Pride to the Side. The synopsis says, as Zach deals with a family emergency, Fatima debates being there to support him. Belinda causes a stir when she shows up at the hospital. She's stupid. And Bryce calls with shocking news. So, before we get started, please don't forget, if you have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, I still need 250 more subscribers. I need y'all to start subscribing. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share, because sharing is caring. Send it to your friends. Ask them to subscribe to this channel because I need your help. Thank you. So it starts with Fatima asking Connie, what the F? And Deja's like, oh shit, and doing just what I told y'all she was gonna do, trying to instigate a fight. And Connie tells Fatima that she came to turn on, the alarm. Your man asked me to do this. And Fatima asked, did he tell you about me? And Deja goes, oh, she already knows about you. And Fatima turned and told Deja to take her arse in the house. And Connie chimed in saying, go your ass in the house, girl. And Deja's like, okay, rude, fine. So now she's getting on both their nerves, and Connie told her again to go inside because we both ready to F you up and stomp you like a little roach. I said, oh, damn, really like that? I guess she could speak of roaches, from where she lives. I don't know. So Deja tells her, you better ask her, talking about Fatima, because I sue people. And Connie is like, sue who? I'm on Section 8, got 3 kids and a record, girl. I don't give a damn about you suing nobody. So Deja tells her, well, this is a nice neighborhood, so don't be bringing none of that Section 8 BS over here. I said, she need to stop, miss, don't pay no rent, and you a stripper or whatever. So she goes inside, and Connie tells Fatima that Zach is at the hospital because his mom OD'd. And Fatima's like, is she okay? And Connie's like, no, she ain't all right. Why you think I'm here? No, and I said that wrong, because the way she said it, why you think I'm here for, I fell out. I said that was some damn crazy sentence right there. Why you think I'm here for? So Connie tells Fatima she should go to the hospital. Fatima reminds her about last time, and Connie says, that's only because I know his family. We've been friends for years. She said, I know his mother. So Fatima is like, you not just his friend. And Connie said, all right, we effed around a little bit, but we was young, girl. You need to get over that. He wants you there, so you should go. And Fatima said, if he wants me there, he'll call. And Connie was like, girl, whatever. All I know is he got a bunch of exes he could be sexing, and he's not. She also said, you know what he be doing. He be effing that little nasty toy upstairs, that sidekick chick or whatever it is. And Fatima asked, oh, you were all the way upstairs? And Connie claimed she was looking for the alarm and said, you should see what he doing to that thing. It's nasty. I said, oh, damn. Fatima rolls her eyes because she knows she gave it to him. She said, he's checking for you. He don't care about nobody else. And Fatima continues to roll her eyes. And Connie asks again if she ready to go to the hospital. And Fatima said no. So Connie said, are you going to turn off the alarm and do everything? And Fatima said, I got it. And tells Connie to just leave because Connie once again is telling her to go to the hospital. So she does, and Fatima goes inside the house. But I'm like, damn, I gotta give Connie points for trying to get Fatima there because she know her boy needs him right now. So now we have Tony showing up at the hospital and told Zach that Connie called him. He told him. So he tells Zach that he's there for him, and Zach lets him know that it's just a matter of time for his mom. Tony lets him know that he shouldn't go through this alone, and Zach keeps saying, he's good, I'm good. And Tony said, you don't seem good, and that if he needs anything, he's got him. Then Jeremiah sits down next to Tony, and he keeps mouthing off saying that Zach tried to kill their mother by giving her $500. And Tony is like, he was trying to help her by giving her that money. And Jeremiah saying Zach hates them and wants their mother dead. And he's like, don't be saying that. That's not true, and all this stuff. So Tony tells them to both chill because Zach is saying stuff too, and he tells them to stop bickering. So Tony tries to separate them by asking each of them, you want to go get some coffee or you want to get some food? You haven't eaten all day. And so neither of them wants to move, and Zach said he gonna wait for the doctor because he's the only responsible one there, and he's so right about that. So now it's morning, and Angela's letting Sam know that he knew the assignment and took care of her needs well. Then Sam is letting Angela know that he's feeling her and wants to come back later, tonight to have some more fun. And Angela says she call him later and let him know. At this moment, Fatima knocks and walks into Angela's bedroom that is, to find Sam still there getting dressed and then leaving. So Fatima lets Angela know that she's going into work early because Zach's mom is in the hospital. She OD'd. And Angela tells her she should go to the hospital. And Fatima says no because of what happened before. But Angela says, I know you're trying to protect yourself, but he's not going to do it again. But Fatima doesn't want to take that chance because if he does it again, she's not going to come back from it. So let Barbie J interject right here. I know that I said I would have to wait for Zach to call me before going back to that hospital to support him. But honestly, once his ex said it to me and my bestie, I would seriously reconsider because Zach already apologized to me, for doing that during his therapy. And he told Fatima he said to go, but he meant to stay. He said it during the therapy and apologized. So that would have been in my head. So anyway, and then when you're going through something, people need to know you're not thinking about calling anyone. Zach didn't even call his boys. Zach is in the process of fighting with himself after his brother is blaming him for this because he gave their mother that money. Zach might be thinking that she may not come even if he calls. So why would he, call her? We have to think about these things when someone is going through. You know what I mean? He don't want to get his feelings hurt by she not saying, I'm not coming. That would mess him up. So it's on both parts. Anyway, now we see Zach, Tony, and Jeremiah sitting in different seats against the wall in the hospital. I don't know what Tyler Perry did and changed their seats. That's ridiculous. So then Nathan shows up with Belinda. Oh my God. Zach and Tony are pissed right now. And Tony tells Zach that Connie told him to call Nathan. So Tony gets on him for bringing her. And Belinda tries to talk to Zach, who tells her to get the F out of his face and that he'll be okay once she leaves. Tony tells her this ain't her BS podcast and they don't have time for her nonsense. Nathan says his car wouldn't start, so he hit her up for a ride. Belinda looks at him like he's lying. And Tony said, what are you thinking, bro? You could have called me or a rideshare, anything but bringing her here. So Nate is like, okay, you made your point. And then turns to Belinda and tells her this is a family matter and she can bounce now because they don't need her there. And her little trifling ass said, I'm not going nowhere, and asked Zach where Fatima was. I said, no, she didn't, knowing that they broke up. She should be here with you. And Zach looked at Nathan and said, yo, you better get her like real talk. And Tony said, get her out of here. And she like, this ain't your barbershop. It's a free country. I ain't going nowhere. So then when Tony asked her why is she doing this, she had the nerve to say, what, you surprised that I care about Zach? I was like, say what? What? That's when Nathan should have jumped in and slapped her a bit. She full of crap. So Zach said, with all the effed up ish you did, my mother's in there dying and you just here for the spectacle. Get the F out of my face, Belinda. Go! So Nate tells her this ain't cool and she finally walks away. Then Zach tells Nate he can go too. And Nate is like, but we boys, Miss Gladys raised me too. If she barely raised Zach, how could she have raised you too? I'm just saying, really? So Tony tells Nate to give him some time, and Nate says he'll roll back and chill over there. Then Nate tries to shake Zach's hand, but he ignores it. Tony tells him, now, not now, man, not now. And Nate says, we locked in forever, and walks away. We locked in forever. So Nate walks past Belinda, who is sitting there like she really cares about Zach or Nate for that fact. And he's like, why the F you do that? And she's like, Igga, F you. Give me my mother effing house keys, okay? So that answered my question. I was wondering how he got into her house, So Tony sits down and Jeremiah says some stupid ish again. And Tony said, nah, we ain't doing that. And Jeremiah asked about the doctor. And we all know he went to get high some more. So Tony told Zach to, not to say anything and just let Jeremiah leave. So now Angela finds Fatima in a conference room doing work. And Angela asks her if it helped, and Fatima said it did for a little bit. And that was getting out and doing her work and not having to think about what's going on. But It was only for a little bit. It's going to come back. So she asked, has Zach called? And Fatima said no, but sounded sad when she said it. Angela tells her she might as well go to the hospital. But again, Fatima's not going to go. But then she looks into the hallway behind Angela and tells her, you might want to take care of that first. Angela turns around and sees Bryce hugging another woman. Fatima said, oh, and she's in her happy hour outfit. You better go handle that. And Angela made me laugh when she said, girl, it's velour and mini. She needs to pick a season. I said, oh, snap. So Angela goes out there and asks Bryce what he's doing. And he says, I thought you worked upstairs. So she said, I do. So he said, well, I'm taking a friend out for food. Then Angela proceeds to asking him all of these questions like who you meeting and how they met. As if he owes her any answers or explanations. Honey, you got rid of him. You don't want him. You don't get to ask him jack. He's his own person, Angela. Then she gets judgmental after she asks, does she know what you're into? And he said, yes, there's an app for us. Oh, so she's into that freaky-ish too? And so right here, I feel Bryce was wrong for letting Angela know what this young lady is into. It's none of her business. None of her damn business for that, period. You know, he shouldn't have said nothing to her because he owes her no explanation. So Angela says she's not judging. And I'm like, girl, yes, you are. But here's the part I liked and I agreed to with Bryce. Angela says, maybe I'm just old fashioned. And Bryce bust out laughing. And so did I. And said, I don't know about that. I said, oh, snap. And she's like, what do you mean? And he told her, all the in and out at your house. I said, bing, bam, pow. He hit her below the belt, y'all. He says, how you going to judge me and do whatever you want? And my people, that's what I've been saying about Angela in the last few videos. Don't let me go in on her, I was saying. Telling him he needs help because he wants to do, the way he want to live his life. So anyway, the young lady, Lacey, comes back and Angela said, you not going to introduce us? And Bryce says, no. And he walked away saying, I'll talk to you later. And I was saying, why should he? Since you seem to know everybody in the damn building, you knew who she was, the junior attorney, Anyway, so now we have Bryce at the steam plant with Lacey and lunch is over and she leaves. That's when Sam comes over and Bryce laughs saying that I know you. And Sam says, I don't think so. And Bryce says, you know Angela. And Sam lies and says, I don't know who you're talking about. Now, I need y'all to put it down in the comment section. I can't remember when Bryce saw Sam because from what I'm remembering, Angela just met Sam through Paul. So when did Bryce see him? Somebody put it down in the comment section because I'm a little lost on that one. So then Sam is saying, I'm just letting you know that your credit card was declined. And Bryce is like, are you joking me? And he says, no. Bryce says, there must be a mistake. I'll call a check to see what's going on. So Sam asks Bryce for another card in the meantime. Bryce calls someone named Jody and asks if she's at the office and she check his credit card because it got declined. And when she does, he's told that it was it has to do with the whole company or something. So now if Bryce's lunch is not pertaining to company business, why is he using a company card? And if he's using a personal card, why would it be attached to the business? I'm just saying, it's just confusing. So he tells Jody he needs to borrow some money and Sam is being rude to the point, he should be reported if you ask me, because he's still on the phone and he's still trying to talk to him while he's on the phone asking somebody to bring money. So Bryce said he'll sit here and wait for someone to bring money. And the guy said, no, you can't because I need the table. And Bryce asks why he's being such an a-hole. And Sam explains that's how he makes his money, by these tables and stuff. So Bryce says, then I'll wait at the bar. He tells him he can't wait by the bar. So Bryce said, I'll wait by the stairs. And Sam is like, no, because you just might walk out of here. So he tells him to stand over in the area where I see folks eating and talking. So you being a real jerk right now, Sam. So Bryce calls Zach and leaves him a message saying they have a huge problem, that the company money has been frozen and they're not telling him why. Please call him back. Then he calls Fatima asking if she knows where Zach is. And she tells him that Zach is dealing with a family situation. He asks her to call Zach for him and let him know that it's important that they speak. Fatima asks what it's about, but Bryce says he has to tell Zach himself. So Fatima said, I don't know what to tell you. And he asks her to just tell Zach that it's important. But at this moment, a call comes in and it's Connie. calling from Zach's car, saying, you know, you should be there with him. And Fatima wants to know, who's this and how'd you get my number? And Connie tells her she's in Zach's fancy ass car and that it called her. She told the car to call Fatima, nothing happened. They said, and then she said to call the woman of my life, nothing happened. Then she said, call the love of my life, and the car called her. I was like, wow, you better go ahead, Zach. So she asked Fatima, was she at the hospital? She said no. And then she told Fatima she doing too much. And I have to agree now with, Connie. And I will tell y'all why later. Because Angela said what I had been thinking, from the beginning. So Fatima responds, you don't know me like that. So Connie says, Zach is like my family and I love him. And Fatima says, well, F your family. And Connie's response was, Fatima, that was ugly. You didn't have to say that. And y'all, I have to agree, because that right there was totally uncalled for. Connie was not being disrespectful in any way. And now Fatima saying F Zach, if you ask me. And Connie keeps telling her she should be there for Zach. So Fatima tells Connie not to call her anymore and tells Fatima, and she tells Fatima that Zach said she's hard-headed. And she said, he was right. And Fatima said, so he talks to you about me? And Connie said, sometimes. She said, kind of like how you was talking to that light-skinned dude at the club. She said, I wasn't talking to him. She said, I was close enough to hear. She said, you was sure, she said, you were damn for sure thinking about Zach. So Connie tells her that, he's still at the hospital on the 4th floor. And Fatima asks, why are you pushing me there? He hasn't called and he doesn't want me there. Now, this is the part I like when Connie says, my name is Connie, not Aaliyah. I'm not going to be going. I had to do that, y'all. So anyway, Angela comes back into that conference room and Fatima gets off the phone. And Angela asks who was that, and Fatima says that biatch Zach used to F with. And Angela asks, well, why is she calling you? And Fatima's like, she's saying I need to go to the hospital. And Angela says, she's right, you do. Then Angela tells Fatima what I mentioned earlier in this video that crossed my mind. What if Zach's mother dies and Zach finds out you knew she was in the hospital and you weren't there? He might not be able to recover from that. Bam! And that's what I was thinking. When you're a Christian woman, or when you raised a certain way, you care about people. I'm just, sometimes you have to put your hurt feelings aside. And maybe she was the one that's the pride to the side. Maybe it was about her. So anyway, she tells her, Fatima, I know you don't want to get hurt, but you need to get to that hospital. Now, Fatima must have heard this message at least 25 times during this damn episode. She needs to wake up at this point. I bet if she told her parents what was going on, they would be disappointed with her decision not to go. Anyways, Fatima arrives to the hospital and sees Belinda there and says, what the F are you doing here? And she said she was coming to check on Zach. And Fatima said, you don't need to be here. Then Belinda said, I was wondering where you were. And Fatima said, you ain't never got to worry about where I am, because if you keep wondering where I am, I'm going to be in jail for busting a cap in your arse. So Belinda keeps trying to talk to Fatima, and Nate says, let's go. Then Fatima told her that she's in the right place for me to put you in one of these hospital beds. I said, damn, okay now. So now get the F up out of here now. And I was like, damn. And Nathan tells Belinda to come on and pulls her arm. Then Tony come over and said that he'll make sure they leave. And Fatima said, thanks, sat down next to Zach and said to him what she could have said hours ago if she had gone to the hospital. If you want me to leave, I'll go. And Zach looked at her with those red, teary eyes and said, I need you to stay. Then he tells her what Jeremiah said, that this is his fault for giving his mom the money during that therapy session. And he said he was just trying to get himself right and get us right. And I didn't mean for this to happen. Then Fatima told Zach to look at her, and she held his chin with her hand and said, baby, this is not your fault. And he said, it still hurts, and asked her to hold him. And my eyes was teared all up again, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm a freaking crybaby. And then he said, please don't leave. And she said, I'm right here. and my black behind started boo-hooing again. And Zach was like, please, I know you're mad, but you can't leave. I promise you, I'll be better. Fatima said, I'm not leaving. He said, I can't do no more loss. And she said, Zach, I'm not going anywhere. I promise. And Zach asked, you promise? And she said, yes. Then Zach stared at her and said, I love you. And Fatima said, I love you too. And they kissed. And I was like, oh my God. Then she held Zach and rubbed his head. And at that moment, the doctor comes over and addresses Mr. Taylor and tells him, I'm so sorry. And all I keep thinking is that Fatima got there just in time. Hallelujah. To be by his side. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down in the comment section. I'm sorry that this recap review was so long, but I had so much to say about it. This episode was so much for me. Anyway, put it down in the comment section what y'all thought about it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl Barbie J saying peace.